Well, on your screen, nearly 85% of the stock has gone. So the Weekend Wow featuring all these phenomenal stamps. They are absolutely breathtaking stamps. Stamps that really draw you in and captivate you. Each one of these stamps, every element is a showstopper in itself. Putting them all together, the minute I saw it, I fell in love with this set, and I can only imagine, well, the update speaks for itself. It is a great Weekend Wow, but it is busy.
So what I'm doing here, I'm just stamping it first on a piece of cardstock. That has a spare piece of cardstock that I have here on my desk. So I'm just stamping this. First of all, for two reasons I'm stamping this. I don't want to stamp directly, just in case I will not be pleased with the color, or it will be too much green or too much. But so yeah, that's the first thing. I just want to try it, and I think yeah, it's amazing. But also the reason I'm doing that, because the second reason is to cut some of these arrows with my scissors, and later on layer them to decorate that page. I'm really pleased with that print. That stamp, as I said before, I think that was my one.
I didn't even notice that stamp in the set.
To be fair, that was the first thing I noticed before noticing the girl when I received the design from Olga, and I love it.
Looking here, and that's one. Look, you gravitate towards the wings, but when you consider all of these individual elements, that is one continuous stamp for your larger pieces. You've got your beautiful figure here, the stamp that Abs has just used. There are so many components, and that's just one part. That's one set. You've got two other sets with the Weekend Wow. We are busy. Right, sorry, Abs.
No worries, yeah. So this is how I did it. So I put the first layer, which is the light color, and then add in a little bit of the second, and then you can stop here if you want only two colors, or if you want a little bit more of contrast. I'm going with the last one, but the dark one, just be careful because it's very dark and we don't want something very dark. So I'm just going gently just around the edges. I don't want to lose, and I think I add a little bit more here, so I'm going to come back just a little bit here on the side with the yellow. I'm happy with that. Just make sure to avoid any accidents, remove that. And now I'm going on my, so if I want her here, as I said before, so my stamping, I would love to have it, actually toward the top is better if we have it this way rather than to the bottom. And actually, and then I can do the other side to have a nice contrast. Okay. So yeah, it's nice here. Just make sure give it a good press before I remove my acrylic block. Yeah, and that's what I'm getting
like that
here.
a lot. That's nice.
So you notice the first demo and this demo, I'm using the same stamp set, but different elements and different colors. It gives it a completely different look, and it looks like different project, different theme, different colors. So that's what I like about these stamps. The versatility, as I always mention, is like, see, to be fair, I'm not finished yet. There's only the first two layers. But if someone wants a quick card or something quick, just add a sentiment, add some splash around, or maybe frame it, and that's it.
She's
it's already, and I did not even color her. Usually, if you notice when I'm doing my shows here in Hochanda, I color a lot. I do a lot of coloring. I take time doing all the coloring. But today I thought, she is beautiful as she is. I'm not going to add anything to her. I'm going to work a lot on my background, but not on her. Maybe tomorrow I will color her.
Very quickly, you talked about random green, the importance of random green.
Oh yeah, I love green. It's my favorite color.
I've actually spotted a random green. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Try, have a look on the screen.
There you go.
Have a look on the screen. We're limited. We are green on the screen, everybody, and there's nothing random about it because we are busy. Remember, you're not just getting these stamps, because if you do purchase the Weekend Wow, you're also going to get the bonus gift. So this additional seahorse stamp as a gift. It is the birthday gift from Abs and All and Create. That is your Weekend Wow. I'm going to continue with the demonstration. Remember, you've also got the complete as well. That includes the dies. You're also getting the stamp in the mix. All of that, 3 flexi payments of 20, how much is it? It's £25, the flexi payments? £25 and 89 pence. Sorry, I apologise. £24 and 89 pence. 3 flexi payments, and you've got a freedom discount. Both options are extremely busy, but with regard to the Weekend Wow, we are limited stock. We said there could be a possibility the Weekend Wow that's meant to last until midnight on Sunday could be going early. Absolutely nobody would have dared to dream that we'd be talking to you in the second hour and call limited stock on the Weekend Wow. Sorry, Abs.
To be fair, that was a large stock compared to the MDFs. I'm really pleased. Thank you so much for everyone for the support and for buying the Weekend Wow bundles. Okay, so now what I'm doing here, I'm stamping another small element from the stamp set that you may not see because it's small details, but it stamps really well and it adds a lot of details. So it's part of the A6 stamp set, is that small design in the middle. Can you see that line there? I love the circles, I love the line, I love the thread that I have to join in all these elements. So I'm so in love with that detail. So that one I just need to make sure I'm doing it where I want it here. So yeah, so I'm just going to bring it here aside. So, because I know where I'm going to put her later, so that's nice continuity and nice. Oh, I love it. I love it. And it adds a little bit that line of life, a bit dark, a bit depth, then to create more depth, and it drag the eye more towards her. That's why I'm working just around her.
I can't stop looking at her though. I think it's such a beautiful, beautiful pose. There is a real innocence and purity to her. Now, just alone, even without adding the wings, she is stunning. And you can imagine all the techniques. There's so many techniques you can employ to create some great backgrounds and then having her as your statement piece. If you do add the wings, we've got a little picture here we're about to show you. Now, that is your showstopper. And it totally transforms her now to the most wonderful, all-inspiring fairy. I mean, the fun you're going to have using those wings. But look at the size. I'm putting my hand in the shot to show you. That is big enough to be like home decor. It's a large frame, or it can be in your scrapbooking, your card making. It's stunning. I mean, I would be sorely tempted to make to sell using that image. And I've got to ask the question, Abs, if we are going to make to sell, yeah?
You can.
Great. So full angel policy. If you want to make to sell, enjoy.
Yeah. I just want to say thank you for the design team for all the amazing samples. And the one that you just shown is by Debbie Martin, and she did amazing pieces, and well, the rest of the team did the same thing. And that just before the show, you were asking me the questions about the having the wing, both sides stamped. Absolutely. You see, we only have one wing on the set, but you can do the reverse. You can do the transfer technique with it. You can stamp it both ways. And because you have different wings, so you can mix and match. You can have them all in different ways.
Just showing you the technique. So you're getting one of the wings, but as Abs was quite rightly saying, there are so many techniques so you can flip and have the other side as well. But what they want to do with this set, and it's a real compliment to Abs and Almond Crate, rather than just giving you two of the set of wings, giving you those different wings and as much versatility in that one set. Now, very quickly, we're into single figures. It's about to go. I mean, serious single figures. I'm talking like any second now. I'm going to be calling a sellout on the Weekend Wow. It's going to be fastest fingers first. The Weekend Wow is about to go. Who's going to nab it? You're going to hear me say it in any second. All right, where is it going to go? It's okay. It's gone. Weekend Wow has officially sold out in less than 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
So 1 hour and 24 minutes, we've lost the Weekend Wow. But the good news is you can still, and if it is in your basket and you really want that Weekend Wow, please make sure to check out. If any bounce back, I'll let you know. If you are disappointed, don't worry, because you can still get hold of this complete bundle. And there is 2 points I want to draw your attention to with the complete bundle. One, if you're a Freedom member, you get a further discount. So you're still getting the saving you would have had in the Weekend Wow. That £6 has already been factored into the price. In the complete bundle, you're getting the dies, you're getting your bonus stamp that I've got in my hand. So that's a free gift, one per customer. And you're getting the Weekend Wow, all in a complete bundle. But have a look at the flexi payments. When you see £24.89 for your flexi payments, that is what you're paying today. £24.89, and we send everything out to you. You get that complete collection. Imagine this in your home. All of these elements to play with. I mean, everything is going to be a showstopper. This is going to be keeping you busy for a very, very long time. You saw how busy the Weekend Wow was. We actually had more stock of the complete collection that we did of the Weekend Wow. Even though both we thought we ensured we had enough stock to last the full duration, we're approaching 60% of the stock of the complete collection. I mean, when you look at the finished examples, and Abs quite rightly is giving credit and merit to the design team, who are awesome. We love the All in Create design team. Everything looks amazing, but you are going to be able to do this, and that is the compliment to, I think, the stamps here, because they give you the tools to really bring images to life. So this is a good example of that. So this is from Jo. So what Jo's done here is, I know she's made a bit more of a point and built up the scene within that you're given, but that is a very achievable inspiration. It's something you're going to make that looks fantastic. It's got so much artistic merit, but the stamp's done it all for you. If you do want to take it that step further and incorporate the dies. This one's from Debbie. So what Debbie's done, incorporating the die elements, using the stamps, lifting out features. We got the screw in there as well, the screw head, and the drippy technique. You can do that. You've got so much flexibility. Or would you like to create something like this? Another one from Debbie. Now, how beautiful is that? That could be the front of a journal. It could be a card. It could be a piece of artwork that you're going to put in a frame. Stunning. It is such a nice, it's the, no, we're going to get back to abs. I'm just going to show you this and then I'm going to be quiet. This image is stunning. You're going to have a lot of fun colouring her in, but I think Olga, what she's done here, and we all know it as crafters, you know when you stumble across something that really is special, what a beautiful image. Whether you have the wings or not, you don't need to put the wings in. There is such a peacefulness to her and innocence. So this could be a, I was saying, what about a modern contemporary Mother's Day card? Or it could be a card when you just want to send an inspiration to someone saying, I'm thinking of you. You know, we've all gone, and unfortunately, and I don't like saying this, but the last few months for everybody across the world have been challenging. Imagine sending something to cheer someone up and a piece of artwork. So there we go. Very busy for our complete collection. Unfortunately, the weekend wow has gone. Something else we've been busy for is our happy hour. You are getting both of these phenomenal stamps. So one is an A5, the other an A4. You've got your A5 shutter window and then the A4 blooming poppies. Oh, poppies are always popular. That is an A4 stamp set with the poppies. That by itself you'll be paying close to the happy hour price. You're saving £16. I've got to say the happy hour deals and all the prices and savings you are seeing is to celebrate the fact that All and Create are 3 years older on Hochanda. It's the 3rd anniversary with Hochanda, so we are going to be celebrating in style. So do take advantage of a happy hour. Okay, Abs, how are we getting on, buddy?
We're doing very well. Okay, so so what I was doing is I just did cut those small arrows from the spare one that I stamped that I'm going to use to decorate. What I'm going to do just let's just move aside here. I just need to stamp one more details here. I'm just going to go to use my stamp sets. Sorry. So what I thought is because we're using the pink and using the flowers on, we're using the flowers on the how it's called on the background and from the stencils. I thought I will also use some flowers from the stamp set that we have in the shop because this is one of my favorite stamp sets and I love it. I love all the details about it and I think it's really worked to get very well with that stamp set. And that's what I was mentioning before. This stamp set that I'm using now is designed by Pasha. And the Weekend Wow bundle is designed by Olga, but everything works really well together. Mm-hmm. So I'm using the magnifying glass here. That's the large A4 stamp set from the show as well. Yeah. And because all the elements really work very well together, so I want to show you also how to use them.
And we have got the details for this on your screen. I remember when Tracy brought this to us, actually. I've got to tell you that. Was it Tracy that brought us to us?
Leonie did it.
Is it Leonie? Sorry,
yeah,
Leonie. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Do
you know, the only reason I wanted to mention Tracy is because she will be here at 6 launching a new one day special.
She's on her way.
Do you know, I love Tracy.
Who doesn't?
She is such a nice person, and when you see her, she's an utter inspiration in her demonstrations.
I think we're really lucky to have her on the team as well, on board with us. Yeah. We really, all the team loves Tracy, and we always have a good time with her when we meet her as well. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I just stamped the magnifying glass here. So I'm not gonna spend hours fussy cutting all the details here in front of you. So I've already done some details you can see here. Because I like how we do 3D elements. So I just cut part of it. So this is what I did, is I stamped my magnifying glass. Mm-hmm. You can take your time, cut all the small flowers if you want, color them, layer them. And there's so many samples, great samples there if you want to show them in a minute, if you want to show them, Yanis. And what I want to do is, I want to keep this one very clear and simple, very, because I don't want to steal the show from that beautiful design here from her. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to frame it, but in case of framing it in a very traditional way and adding the black around or distressing the edges, I just want to frame it differently. So first of all, I'm having this element, but I'm going to put from now the black paper that I'm going to use later on to mat. That will help me a lot to see where I'm going to add all the elements, where I need to balance, if I have too much black or not, if I need to finish more details. So I'm just trying to put all the elements that I cut from that image. and see, just I'm building my composition, so I'm just doing that one here. So these are all the elements. Actually, you can also do this circle on a journal page, on a black journal page, because on a black it really make everything pop more, and everything is looking better. Okay, and I have those two here that I either put them here on the side or maybe this way here as a continuity to those 3 arrows in there. It's really nice this way. You cannot see that much, so maybe I was going to just distress those small elements in there. Okay, what I'm going to do next now is I'm going to take all the small elements, come back to my stamp sets. Okay. The weekend wow ones, and I'm going to just use the, oh yeah, there you go. So I'm just going to use the stars to start with. I'm going to go with, should I go with red? Let me do red and then see what else I can add. Actually, I'm not going to do red. I'm just going to go with a little bit of brown contrast. Because I was thinking to add another color, but I'm thinking the brown would go really well with these colors. I did not want to add the black. Yeah, that's better. You see how we can see it. Let me use, because we have 3 different sizes here of the stars. Let me now use the medium one and the small one. Okay, so I'm going to add, let me remove this and then see where I do them later. One here, and now I'm just going to do it quickly. The last one, I like working in 3s. I think the last one would be definitely somewhere in here. Yeah. Okay. What I'm going to do now is add in more details. I have that number stamp set. Can you say? Yeah. It says here number. Even though I'm not going to put a number. Well, I may add an embellishments like with numbers or ephemera or any other details. But for now, just focusing on.
It's nice as a crafter. I look at the sets apps and you see you've got your sort of hero images, the images that instantly pop out from a design, but you've also got the other elements to balance it out. So your filler stamps to add depth, your worker stamps, so the little screw heads, which are great. And what I love about the screw heads as well, I know we use the stars in the piece you're working on, but the screw heads, if you do use the wing, the sort of mechanical wing, then you can go very industrial, very steampunk.
Absolutely, yeah. So what I'm doing now is, actually, to be fair, what you're just saying is completely true. So I like those small elements. They're perfect to fill the gaps, perfect also for layering, for creating backgrounds, but also they're really nice and for finishing touches and all the details. Nice. So okay, so what are we doing at the time? Just to see. So because I really want to show you something else, because I really want to show you something else, a second demo. So what I will be doing here now, I will just take some time. Adding glossy accent to her, adding, let me bring the other one to show you what I'm going to do here. Let me put that one next to it. So what I'm going to do is taking those small A7 stamps that I had just to show you before, for example, those here on the shells, the splashed one, the circles one, and try to add small stamping around the background. I will be mainly focusing on that section here. Ground her as well with some either masking tape, or you can put a line with your watercolor pencil. I was looking for the word, sorry. Watercolor pencil here. You can, if you want, color one of the flowers. I would not go with all of them. I would not color all of them because it would be too much colors. I would just go 1 or 2 just to balance it up, and then just add splatters around, and then it's pretty much done. You can add sentiments like I did here, or leave it with that. Beautiful.
Thank you, Abs. We will be getting to our next demonstration in just a moment. Now, just going to remind you of the set. So this was a previous one-day special that Leonie brought to you, just showing you the stamps that you are getting. So we will change details. Details on the details coming up for this set in just a moment. But you can see what you are getting are incredible. The detail of that design work, you're saving £10, $32.98 is your price. Now, they look good in the stamp form, but can I just show you, coloured up, how incredible does that look? And that's just one of the sets. But then when you start incorporating, thinking outside the box on how you're going to be using it, I mean, how beautiful is that to create some space for other elements you might already have in your stash? Or maybe you're going to start putting images together. It's a really cool set. £32.98 is your price, saving £10, 902051 your item number. We have got another option. So these we didn't actually show you in our previous hour because we were so busy. So this is lovely. You're getting all 3 sets. Navigate home, time up. And then you've also got your alphabet in there as well. £32.97 your price, saving £10. Stunning. 772324 your item number there. I want to just show you the grandfather clock. Now look at this is, all right, if you wanted a description of All and Create, it's here. It's the detail and the way the team are able, within the stamps, to bring life to one image. Again, just colouring in, seeing that. And this is not inspirations now, these are just sheets coloured in. But how beautiful are those elements? Okay, so just showing you options that you have here to buy. £32.97 your price, saving £10. The happy hour is extremely busy. You can shop by brand, so if you do want to have a little look, just shopping by brand, what are you going to be popping into your basket? There's okay, this is a good indication of showing how All and Create as a brand has grown. So been at Hochanda 3 years, the company Abs set up All and Create 4 years ago. So what you've achieved, Abs, in 4 years is nothing short of incredible. And it's so nice to see that progression, and you can discover it in our shop by just shopping by brand. Now this is something, again, that must really warm your heart, Abs, to see all those 5-star reviews, 5-star reviews, 5-star reviews. All and Create has an incredible fan base. If you do want to be part of that fan base, I know that obviously investing, you're already part of the fan base, but there are groups, and we'll talk about those groups with Abs. I'm just going to highlight very quickly now, the Weekend Wow has sold out, but you can still get hold of the Weekend Wow, which is this collection of stamps, but we've got a complete bundle. So in the complete bundle, I've put in the birthday gift. So everybody who makes a purchase on the live show will receive the birthday gift here. It is 1 per customer. If you've already received this birthday gift, then you've got your gift. But if you're just making a purchase for the first time during the birthday event, you're going to be getting this stamp. You've also got both die sets in there as well. So you've got these wonderful dies. Now look at that as a whole. Now I wanted to put it all together. Imagine that arriving home to you. All of these stamps, and we've seen Abs just going through. And one thing that strikes me, you start to discover new elements, because you get instantly gravitating, it's natural, towards the showstoppers. But then you look at the screw heads, you look at the textures, the backgrounds, all of those in one set. And something to point out, if you're disappointed the Weekend Wow is gone, going for the complete collection, there is 2 things that really work in its favour. One, you've got that, so you've already got the £6 that is factored into the price, but then you have that freedom discount, so a further £8.30 saving, and on top of that, you have access to 3 flexi payments. Now, when have you seen 3 flexi payments on something under £100? And I know I've laboured the point. If you watch both hours, I've said this a lot, but I think it's a really important point, because typically, let's say a cricket machine, £480, we'll put 3 flexi payments on there. But we wouldn't normally put 3 flexi payments on something at £75. Just going to show a couple of inspirations, and then we're going to get back to Abs. I know I keep showing her, but look at this image. And then now we were discussing this. You've got this wonderful mechanical wing. You can flip it, so she's got both. But I just like having the one wing as well. What a lovely image. Go industrial. You've got your rivets, the screw heads in there as well. Or if you wanted to go very pretty, we can as well. Just showing you here. I mean, isn't that beautiful? Or making a card. How about this for a card? Or even if you wanted to leave her out and just create a bit of an image using your backgrounds, your textures, you've got that, the dies. So, I mean, there's a lot going on here. Can we just show you as well, if I pop those down, look at this for a work of art. Now, I challenge anybody who sees this. Now, when you get this home, give it a go. I think, and I might be wrong, I think some alcohol inks have been used for the wings, possibly some Yupo paper. I might be wrong there, but what a beautiful, beautiful piece. Sign your name at the bottom, something you've created, and it's just a lovely work of art. Or sell it. So £74.66 your price, 3 flexi payments. You get everything that you're seeing here. Just a reminder, that is your bonus gift. If you've already received it, you don't get one, but if you haven't, you're going to get that bonus stamp while stocks last. All of that will be winging its way to you. See what I did there, Ben? There was a wing and it's winging your way to you. Thank you. For $74.66, you're a Freedom member, but if you are taking advantage of the flexi payments, $24.89, you get everything. Okay, Abs, what are we going to do, buddy?
What are we going to do now? I'm going to show you something different. I showed you journal page or the page we did this morning, the layout squares one. I showed you the circles. Now I want to work on tags. Sometimes I like also working on tags. So either you can have it like finished as a single tag at the end, or you can put on your art journal if you want, or you can create more and create accordion or book or whatever you want to do with them. I love working with tag. So I have here a good size of tag. Is the number, they called 8, I think it's, I don't know the size. Anyway, so what we're doing now is I'll be back to the dies because I really, really like these dies and I'm so excited to be working with them. So I have here the dies I cut. This morning I worked with this one. Now I'm going to work with both of them together. So I did already cut here some dies, some die cut here, but before moving to that, I'm going to do my background. So I had the wing that I saved from this morning's demo, because at the end I did not think it would fit perfect with that project. So I thought, okay, I'm not going to waste this, put it aside, and I'm going to use it this afternoon. And I have her again, obviously.
Do you know, it reminds me of Leonardo da Vinci. It's got that kind of feel to it, that wing.
Oh, yeah.
You ever seen his work?
Yeah, yeah, you're right. And the colours as well.
Ah.
The colours as well. So yes, I'm going to use it for this demo here. Okay, so for the background, I'm going to use different technique and different stamp sets. So for this technique, I'm using I think it's called the Bold Alphas.
Yeah.
It also was on
The
my
mirror as
ideas
well.
last month at Leonie's
Yeah.
ideas as well. So we have it in both versions. We have it and we have the direct stamping one, and we have the mirrored version for transfer technique, for reverse technique, for jelly printing, for everything. And it's designed mainly for jelly printing. So we have it mirrored. So when you do the print, you have it the right way. Anyway, I'm not going to use that one yet. I'll be using the first one. I'm having here the Cheswick sides. Another time now green, but I'm hoping to achieve some green with those two now.
Okay.
So I'm going to apply in my first color directly on my stamp. I'm not using acrylic block now, I'm just using directly because I'm not looking again for perfect print. For my background, they never look, I don't like having a perfect print on the background. I like when I have loose elements, when I have look more distressed, more looked done in purpose. And add a second color, just so the yellow was the dominant color, so now a little bit of a blue here and there. Did not put that much actually. Maybe a little bit here in the center, towards the center. Yeah, it's fine. And then add in the brown to get it that nice bold edges, but also to give it a nice, I love this combination of colors, brown, turquoise and yellow. Before stamping, you can stamp directly, but the reason why I don't stamp directly sometimes, because when I put my ink pad, sometimes not, so you have that straight line, the harsh line, hard line there.
Yeah.
I don't like having the line. So, but you can get rid of it, obviously, if you just keep turning around, that's not a problem. But I want also a watercolor effect, so I'm just going to spray from a distance. I don't want like a lot of water like I had before my stencil. Okay. This time I just want a little bit from a distance, make sure I don't have that much, and then just start stamping on my tag. I'm not going to put it all of it because I just want sections. I just want to build layers here and there because I also want some negative space. I love having negative space because they say in art that negative space is where the eye rests.
Oh, interesting.
So we need to have some areas where our eyes rest. So later on when you add more elements, everything will be balanced up. So yeah, that's what I want. Let me add a little bit here. See, I'm not adding water, I'm not adding anything, it's just what I have left. Second generation stamping third. If I see like I have nothing left, then I will add water and we will see if we still have, if we can grab any more ink. If not, I'm just going to add another layer of ink. Okay, just let me put that one here. I still have some ink. Okay, some letters and number here. Okay, I'm fine with that. Maybe
nice.
Just here a little bit. And oh, just stop. Just stop. Okay. Yeah, I have that in my background here. I will just leave it here to dry. It will take just a few seconds, literally. It will not take that much. In the meantime, I'm going to take those small stamp sets again from the show today as well. They are on the bundles with the matching stencil that I used on my first demo. And I'm going to grab them as well because I'm going to use them and then create a nice contrast with stamps and stencils. So first thing I'm going to do is stencils. Same technique as I just did with the stamp sets, but now on the stencils. So I'm going to take the contrast color. So first I'm going to go with the brown, just play safe, bring more of the brown. So I'm just going to apply a good layer of ink. I love that broken circle stencil on my dust. Yeah. You see the amount of water that I put now on the stencils is more than I put on the stamp. Okay, so because I'm having her here, just quickly see where I need to put enough water in here. So yeah, okay. Just gonna make sure I have a good layer here of, just press a little bit, make sure I have a nice print. So many people message me and say like, oh, Abs, we tried to do the same technique you did, but we never get the same results as you. Sometimes I get less, very light one, or sometimes very dark one. So the technique here, or the trick here is, it depends on how much water you add or how much ink you add. So if you put a good layer of ink and they spare a lot of water, so you obviously have a light color. If you have less water, you have a dark color. And if you have less ink sometimes and you put a lot of water, so you have a very, very fadey kind of effect. So it's all about the amount of ink and the amount of water you spray. So it's up to you if you want darker or lighter.
Nice. Guys, can you just give us a reminder of how we can follow All in Create on? So I know there's some great groups that our viewers would love to be a part of.
Yeah, so we have the main page, All and Create. It's a main page on Facebook and on Instagram, where we have our daily inspiration posts. Every day, at least we have one post. Sometimes we have two to three.
You do lives. I've watched you doing your live on Instagram.
Yeah, I do have also my Instagram. So my Instagram is Autour de Moi. It's the same as my Facebook, where I did not do a live for the last 3 weeks or so because I was just busy a little bit. But I do have a lot of inspiration in there. You can still watch my lives I did in the past because I saved them on my Instagram then. So if you type Autour de Moi, you see also my previous live demos, project, a lot of inspiration, but also we have a nice group which is All and Create Fanatics. There where everything is happening. There where all the design team is sharing their project, the team, everyone is sharing. Also the followers, they share their make, they ask questions, interact with us. We post everything in there. So if you follow also All and Create Fanatics, they're the place to be.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, as you can see, I'm building more pattern. Now I'm going to use that one. I'm going to do the blue now. Good layer of blue. Just stamping parts, not all of it. Yeah. I'm not worrying that much about that section here because I know that my focal points will be there and then we will not see that much of it. Each time I'm bringing it to see where I need to add and if something is missing. So it shows here on the side. Yeah, I'm liking it this way. Now I have here those dies that I said I'm going to use now. So I cut them now. The first demo, I use them as they are. I colored them a little bit. I stick them in my background and add some colors on the top. Yeah. But now I want to show you, because there are so many elements on them. So I just want to use the small elements individually and show you what you can, how versatile they are. And then you can use a lot out of them. So
really snip into them. Now, we've got the details for the complete collection. It's the only way you can get hold of the Weekend Wow. So you're getting the Weekend Wow, which is here. You're also getting the dies that Abs is using right now, and you're getting your birthday gift, which is there if you haven't already done so, because it is one per customer. So I've just put it in. We are nearly 65% of the stock for the complete collection, and it's stock that's meant to last until midnight on Sunday. Will it go the same way as the Weekend Wow? We will find out. Here we go, everything that you're getting.
As you can see, let me bring something dark so you can see what I'm cutting is, because my mat here is colorful. So this is the first element I cut that I'm going to use to decorate. And now I'm just cutting here with some numbers, the other elements from my die.
Mhm.
Okay, and then
Nice.
I
Oh,
think
that's
my
interesting.
design team, or the team actually I work with, they'll be like, oh, where's apps? What's happening? No green, purple, pink. Okay, so put it back, put her here. So I know what I'm doing here. Don't worry, I'm gonna put some shading later. I'm gonna some details, so we will see better all the details.
Okay.
Now I will see what I'm gonna.
So just
add
seeing the
that
two
one.
dies that you are getting in the set, but then what Abs has done is just focused on cutting out
Okay.
certain details.
Okay,
Okay.
now what I'm going to do is color them. So you can color them with paint, with pencils, with watercolor, with whatever you want, or with acrylic, just spray it on the top of that. I'm just going to do something very quick and lazy, as I call it. It's the best for me, it's the quickest way to color something that intricate, that detailed. As you can see, just applying the ink on the top, the color you want. Because if I go with my pencil, it will take me ages to do all the details, the shading and everything. But now with just my ink pad, as you can see, easy,
Nice.
2 seconds. And you know what I do also on the top of that?
Uh-huh.
I will just do a layer of glossy accent to give it more like 3D effect,
That's
and
nice.
that brown will be even pop more later.
Yeah.
So
you know, rust effects on there would work well.
of course, if
You've
I do
got
it now.
2.5 minutes.
Okay, yeah, sure, I
Sorry.
will be quick. So of course, if I do the glossy accent now, it will take me ages to dry it. So I will just do it between the shells.
Yeah.
So that's the first detail here. It looks like a stamp now,
Yeah,
or
it
like
does.
or like an embellishment that you add there, but it's just a die cut. I'm just
Love
gonna
that.
do the same thing here, but now I'm just gonna put a little bit of brown and add in the blue now.
So a bit of verdigris, yeah.
So
Yeah.
bring in those color that I had on my. Okay, add more blue than I was thinking, but it doesn't matter. Let me see if I will add more, or it's.
Yeah, that's nice.
See, yeah, we already have this image, and I like those details that are like out of the, let's say, of the shape of
For the
the
minute,
square.
Abs.
But okay.
Sorry, buddy.
So let me tell you what I'm going to do, and then show you the finish piece.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do now is stick obviously all of this, add my sentiments, go with my. Oh, this is exactly what I was showing you before. This is a die that I did before. Can you see here on the
Yeah.
camera the glossy accent?
Uh-huh.
It looks like more 3D now, and
Yeah.
it's more strong than before. So I'm just going to decorate all of that, frame a little bit here with black pen, add some splatters, and then the final piece is, where is it? Yeah. Go with those small elements, because I have here the screw heads here on both sets. I'm just going to stamp them because they match very well the wing, and add them all around.
Can you post a picture of your finished piece?
Absolutely. I will post a picture on my Instagram, on the Facebook, and I will show you the sample tomorrow. You see, the mate you add on black also, it will
Yeah.
make the image
Awesome.
pop
Thank
more.
you so much, Abs. Now, Abs, you will be returning tomorrow. What time are you here tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. and on Sunday at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m.
Well, I hope you can join Abs then. And don't forget that we've got a very special launch at 6 p.m. tonight. Tracy Evans is here to launch a one-day special. What we're doing at the moment, we are celebrating the fact that All and Crate are 3 years old, so 3-year anniversary at Hochanda, and we could not be happier to have All and Crate part of our family. So we're celebrating in style. We've got the weekend wow, we've got the one-day special coming up. We've got loads of savings across the board. I would advise going onto our website, shop by brand. Also, do look out if you're going to go for the complete collection. So the weekend wow has sold out. You can still get the complete collection. Your first flexi payment today, £24.89. You get everything, including the bonus gift. Thank you, Abs. So coming up next, we have got Stitching in the Moment, Embroidery. After that, Moda, our fantastic summertime one-day special. And then the lovely Charmaine is here with Dolly Dimples. Lots to enjoy here at Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Barbara Gray from Clarity Stamp Limited. We're well known in the industry for designing and manufacturing top quality, award-winning craft products. As with all craft projects, you need a good starting place, a great stamp, a top quality stencil, and in recent times we've developed the groovy parchment art system so that your line art is perfect on parchment. Another exciting development to come from the marriage between parchment and our stamp company is the fabulous designer papers and now the designer parchment. There is nothing like it. Each groovy plate is precision etched, and by simply getting in the groove with a stylus, you can easily transfer great designs onto parchment. Groovy is a modular system. The plates complement each other and work beautifully together. They are packed with elements and allow you to build your own original artwork. Whether you're a novice or a traditional parcher, you will love these plates. And for me personally, having beautiful line art is what motivated me to want to learn traditional parchment skills. So why not get in the groove with us here on Hochanda?
Hi, I'm Paul Church from Clarity Stamp. I've been fortunate enough to turn my hobby into a career and joined Clarity Stamp in January 2016. My background has always been in crafting and I enjoy making things and sharing things. That's what crafting's all about for me, making things and sharing with others, and also learning all the time. At Clarity Stamp we bring you a wide range of products from stamps, stencils, groovy and pergamano. And the great thing about that is that it covers crafters from all different aspects. So whether you're into stamping, stenciling, parchment craft, we've got it covered at Clarity Stamp. So I hope you can tune in and join the Clarity team on Hochanda.
Hello, my name's Stuart and I'm the Managing Director of Oakwood Archer. Oakwood Archer is a family-run business and my son and my daughter work very hard with me to bring the best craft items to you in the UK. We specialise in high-quality items brought into the UK from all over the world, including brands like Kaisercraft, Stampendous and Impression Obsession. Working with Hochanda is fantastic for us. It gives us the opportunity to bring all of these brands and all of these products from all over the world direct to you, the crafter in the UK. Our products include stamps, dies, papers, buttons, trimmings, ribbons and album making kits. Just about everything you need to be a good crafter. So please don't miss Oakwood Archer shows on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Matthew Palmer, professional artist with the SAA, the UK's largest and friendliest art community. The SAA exists to inform, encourage and inspire all who want to paint, and that's exactly what you'll learn to do with me as your teacher. As a self-taught artist of 30 years ago, I know the challenges of a white piece of paper and learning how to paint. But with me, Hochanda and the SAA, I'll show you how easy watercolour painting really is. I'm here on Hochanda because I want to show you my watercolour painting techniques and I want to get you over that white paper fear and get you started and develop your watercolour painting. So whether you're a beginner or an advanced artist, I've got some fantastic watercolour techniques that will get you started and take you even further on your watercolour journey. So join me, Matthew Palmer, for my shows on Hochanda.
Hello, good afternoon. Now we've got some really beautiful fun kits on the show today, and it's actually Rosella's first anniversary in terms of stitching in the moment and being on Hochanda, and we're going to be chatting to her in just a few minutes. But what I would suggest is, if you do get ahead, you know I adore my embroidery. I love doing a little bit of hand stitching, and you're going to really like these kits. Have a look on the website. We have got some fabulous new todays. We've got our Gingerbread House bundle that we'll go through in a second. We do, I believe, have a picture of what the finished sample will look like, so we're just about to try and find it. It's the gingerbread one, and the details are on screen, of course, if you do want to get ahead for the kit. Here it is. Oh, isn't that so cute? It is so cute and it's 3D and I love the colours and I love all the stitching. It's so adorable, isn't it? Look at that. So that is your finished article once you've enjoyed doing it. It's £34.26, so you've got that £10.70 saving. 765571 is the item number. Let's have a little look at the kit, and then I know that Rosella can sort of tell us about the type of material. Right, so you've got your panel. How cool is this? There you go. So you've got your lovely little gingerbread men. There's different ones, aren't they sweet? One of them's got a nice little hat on. How good is that? You've got your actual sort of template stitched on there for the gingerbread house. So that's on there. Let's just fold this back up. Hang on. It's lovely fabric. It's really nice fabric. You've got some felt, some lovely, or I mean it does look like chocolate, doesn't it? Chocolate coloured felt. How gorgeous is this? And we've also got some threads for you, these skeins of thread in the white, because we like that look with the white on the on these warm colours. Then you've got a really nice piece of your polka dots, your polka dot material. Lovely. They all tone fantastically, don't they? Oh, by the way, our lovely Katie's just told me that this kit is a limited edition. Okay. Then you've got some little beads, like so. And I've got to show you these gingerbread men. Look at these. You're getting a nice handful of your gingerbread men. How cute are these? And then you're also getting a nice piece of wadding. But now, I believe we have got Rosella on the phone. Rosella, are you there? Hello, Rosella?
Hello, Alex.
Hey, how are you? Long time no see.
Absolutely. Well, I can see you. Yes, it is. It's so lovely to talk to you, Alex. Thank you for being there for me.
Oh, not a problem at all. I was just talking about your gingerbread kit that you've brought for us.
Yeah, it's just so cute.
It is so cute, isn't it? What is the fabric that the lovely panel is printed onto? Because it's got a nice weight to it.
It has. It's a Panama fabric. I mean, I needed it really to be sturdy because, as you said earlier, it's a 3D piece. So you're actually making this little storage house.
Yeah.
And it's really easy. I mean, when you look at that panel, you can see the house shape on that,
yes,
can't you? It's pretty much you fold it up and then stitch up the sides, and then you've got those little gingerbread people to make your own decorations with those as well. And I actually show you this on the demo, but this is a really, really easy kit, Alex. So if you've never embroidered before, this is a great start. But to be honest, all my kits are easy, but this is mostly backstitch in a couple of variations.
Yeah.
You've got a few French knots on that, but it's really sort of intuitive how to put it together and how to stitch it. And the wadding you mentioned, that's really stiff, because then that helps the little house to stand up. So I just think it's a great thing to store all your Christmas bits in.
Yes. So does the roof come off?
It lifts up.
It lifts up. Brilliant stuff. Because you could actually put cooked gingerbread men in there.
You could. I mean, it'd be a super gift, wouldn't it? Because once they've all gone, then other things could go in there as well.
Absolutely.
But, yeah.
Oh, and also I can see you getting the paper template too. I'd missed that one.
That's right, so that you can cut your wadding to fit the sides. And then you've got full instructions on there as well, and of course YouTube videos as well. Excellent.
And we are now, Rosella, this is flying out the door. We're 40% of the stock gone.
Oh, okay.
I know, this is great stuff. So we'll have a look at the finished article again. There it is, £34.26. Item number is 765571. Now, yes, also I should just say happy birthday, of course, to Stitching in the Moment. We've put some balloons out for you.
I did see that. That is so lovely. Thank you so much. I can't believe it's flown. It's absolutely flown, Alex.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. You know, when I sort of looked at it, it comes up on my calendar, and I was like, wow, really? Thank you.
Well, we've actually got, it's almost we could call this a birthday bundle up next, because you've put together for us the sewing bundle that has like 3 kits in, and it has the extra stitch guide. So this is a nice kit to get your teeth into.
Yeah, well, these are the original kits I brought. This was the first kits, which is why I wanted to bring them back, because I'm aware that not everyone's seen them.
Yeah.
So you've got this little sort of exploding sewing box.
Yeah.
You've got the hearts can make either scissor keep or needle case,
Okay.
and then you've got a thread organizer as well. Now the designs you've got, they all coordinate. So once you've done one, you know you're good to go on all of the rest. But as you mentioned, because it's my birthday, and I wanted to give something a little bit special, so what I've done is I've designed another colourway, which is sort of oranges and golds, just as a special birthday treat. So the kit you can use for either of those designs, or you can mix and match all of them.
And do we get everything we need to complete the project?
Yeah, so you're getting, with your scissor keeps, you're getting felt, you're getting backing fabric as well. The thread organizer, you've got the little buttons there. They are for attaching your skeins of thread within there as well. You've got the printed fabric, you've got some for the little exploding sewing box. So you're going to be able to put all your little your symbols in there, your tape measure, your needles, that sort of thing in there as well.
Cool, I love all of this. And with our bonus stitch guide, let me just pick this one up. Bonus stitch guide. So is this for beginners? You know, could a beginner do this?
Absolutely. I've got YouTubes of all of the stitches that are actually used on there, but a lot of those you'll find are back stitch, you've got sort of straight stitches in there, you've got French knots in there. So it's really stitches that a lot of people will already know, and if you don't, it's really easy to learn. Lazy Daisy features very heavily, one of my favourite stitches in there as well.
Love it. Now we do have a finished sample of this one too. Let's have a little look. Look at all of those wonderful projects.
I've had a lot of fun making these, and they're useful, Alex. That's what I wanted. My brand, I wanted useful items that are beautiful also.
They look really cool. Okay, so for that complete bundle, it's a lovely bundle, isn't it? £39.97, 608695 is your item number. Next then, you've popped in a nice MDF sewing box for us. This looks nice and easy to pop together as well, Rosella.
It's so easy to put together. So I introduced this, I think, it might only have been last month, with a wild rose embroidery panel on for you to embroider.
Right.
Sorry, Alex, are we on the blank sewing box or the one with the panels?
The blank one.
Oh, beg your pardon, right. So
That's
the blank
all
one, the sewing box is exactly the same, but this is for you to put either your own embroideries in there, or maybe you've got some favourite fabrics. Maybe you want to make it to match your curtains or some furnishings, whatever you'd like to put in there. You could even, I've been playing with that this week and painting it, and you could actually do your own artwork on the panels as well and make a feature of those. So it's really versatile, but it's a nice size. You get lots in there, yeah.
You could even have it, if you don't put that top, the oval on, I wonder if you... Could you? Oh no, I don't think you can then. I was just thinking maybe you could have it as a tissue box, but it's going to be such a good storage box, like you said, because it is a really, really good size.
Yes, absolutely, and we do love our storage, don't we? So I have one with so many now, with all sorts of different things in it. So they're great for your embroidery things, but also things like your sewing threads, to get those organised, and your bobbins, and the things that you have next to your sewing machine all the time in several different pots. Pop them in one box.
I like that. So this is £19.95, 608773. Then we move on to our lovely, right, so this time we've got the MDF box with the printed panels. This is the next one.
That's right. So you've got a choice on here.
Yes.
So last month I introduced the Wild Rose panel, and that's an embroidery design that I've designed that you can then stitch, and you'll get then the Wild Rose design on there. But we've recently had some housewife kits on, Alex, and we use these beautiful vintage panels. And so I really, really wanted the panels to go with the sewing box as well. So we've printed those as well. You've got a choice of either the flowers and butterflies or the birds.
This is cool. So what we're looking at the moment, we've got a wonderful flowers and butterflies. This one's in the cream, and you've got 6 fabulous panels on here. And I can see you also can get the same pattern, but this time in white.
You can. You'll actually get 5 panels with it, Alex.
Oh, sorry, did I say? This is me not counting. Apologies.
No, you'll get 5 for the box.
Ah, I see. There you
Example,
go.
I can't quite see, but yeah, you'll get 5. So you'll get a large one for the box top, and then smaller ones all the way around.
Love it.
And they're just absolutely gorgeous, aren't they?
They are. The detail on them is fantastic. And I've got one more panel here, which is the Wild Rose
That's right. So the wild rose is the design that I've drawn so that you can stitch them, because around me there's wild roses everywhere, and I really wanted to celebrate this, and I thought it went so well with this sewing box, and it stitches up really, really beautifully. And again, it's very, very simple to stitch.
Wonderful. So those are your options, and of course you do get your lovely MDF to pop together. We have got some more samples again so that you can see, because it's always nice to see the finished article. They look absolutely stunning.
They are. But they are very simple to put together. They really are. But you've got a real sense of accomplishment when you've actually created them. They're going to make fantastic gifts if you can bear to part with them, of course.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
And of course, you can leave it in the natural, or you could actually paint them with a chalk paint.
The painted one, yeah, it does look absolutely beautiful. Well, for any of those options, it's £24.95, 608602. And then we've also got some accessories in here, because we've got like a little hoop and some gorgeous scissors with a nice little safety cap on here.
That's right. Well, I take my stitching absolutely everywhere. I know you know this, Alex.
I do.
It's always in my handbag, and so I do like to keep a great size hoop in my handbag. And if it's in your handbag, ideally scissors with a little safety catch, as opposed to going through your handbag with your pointed scissors. So it's a great little kit just to carry around with you. And it's perfect then, you know, maybe you're taking one of the kits, I'm thinking maybe the needle case or something, just for a little project to do on a day out. This is a perfect hoop to go with it.
Perfect indeed. It's £12.99, and that's such a reasonable price, isn't it? 509991. Thank you so much, Rosella, for taking the time to give us a bell. Hey, enjoy the weather, because it's lovely out there.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
It is.
Alex.
All right, take care.
Thank you, Alex. Bye-bye.
Bye. So if you would like to go for any of these wonderful kits, so enjoyable to do, of course, on a day like this, sit outside and do a little bit of embroidery, then do give us a call on 01733 602000, or you can check out on the website at hochanda.com. You can also go, if you look on the website, you'll also find lots of different chalk paints, which of course you could use very nicely on the MDF. So have a look on the website. And now, without further ado, we're going to go to Rosella's first demonstration, which I believe, yes, is our gingerbread house.
I'd like to run through the gingerbread house with you. So this is a great little project, really useful too. And it's very, very simple. So if you are a complete beginner to embroidery, this is a great project for your first project. It's also very simple to construct, and you've got lots of little people with it on the panel as well, so you can practice. So a lot of the stitches, we've got back stitch on there, which is a really easy stitch, but I put a couple of variations in there as well, and I just want to run through those variations so that you can see the difference between them. So we're going to start, I think we'll start actually just with back stitch in case you aren't familiar with it. So all you do with back stitch is you come up through the fabric and move on just a little way. Then you're going to come back up ahead of it, and then you're going to go back to the beginning of the stitch, and then you're going to come up ahead of it, and you're going to go back to the beginning of the stitch. Now, don't worry if, like me, your back stitch is a bit wobbly. When I designed this gingerbread house, I wanted it to look as if it'd been hand iced. So if your icing is anything like mine, it's certainly going to be wobbly. So don't worry about that at all, and just continue. So that is your back stitch. So that's the basis of a couple more of the stitches on the house. So let's just pop that needle out the, in fact I'll put it up here so that I don't get involved on the back. So I've got a couple of variations of back stitch here. I've got a laced back stitch and I've got a whipped back stitch. So the laced gives more of a wave effect, whereas the whipped is more of a rope effect. So for lacing, your needle is going to go through your back stitch, and then it's going to come back up the next stitch, and then it's going to go down the next stitch and back up. Make sure I've got the right one there. Back up the next stitch. How much it waves depends on how large your back stitches are, of course, but it's really lovely and gives a really nice variation on that. So that's the laced back stitch. Now whipped back stitch. Your needle's always travelling in the same direction. So on this one, my needle's actually going to go from me to you. So over, same again. So the needle point's always travelling in the same direction. So it's a little bit of a rolling effect on there. If you do the wrong one, it really doesn't matter. It's just a choice that you've got there, a little bit of variation for it. And it gives your back stitch a little bit more body as well, so it makes it stand out ever so slightly more, I think. And through the last one. And then you'd finish just by popping your needle down and finishing off as you ordinarily would. You've also got little French knots on here, and I know I've covered French knots so many times, but I really think it's one to just pop in whilst I've got a second, because so many people like a refresher on a French knot. So all you're going to do is you're going to come through and you're going to pull your thread to the side. It's going to keep it relatively taut but not tight, and you're going to wrap your needle. So where I'm sitting, the needle's coming from away from me towards me. Couple of times. You can do as many wraps as you wish, but you just need to be aware that if you wrap more, it won't proportionally get rounder, it'll get taller. So a couple of wraps, and your needle's going to go down close to but not in the same hole, and you can see then I've pulled the thread quite taut, it's not going anywhere. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep control of this thread as it goes through. And then you've got your French knot. So I think we'll pop one in here, one more of those. Thread to the side, a couple of wraps, needle down close to, pull your thread taut at this point, control that thread. Oops, let me get rid of this so you can see. Control that thread as it goes through.
Isn't that, so you're going to love doing that beautiful project, and the fact that you end up with this fantastic 3D kit and then you can put lovely items in is wonderful. We're almost half the stock gone, so it is absolutely flying out the door. Obviously you get your full instructions, and as Rosella said, don't worry if you're a beginner, you'll be fine to do this. You get your fabulous panel. Let's open this up again with our Gingerbread Men on, and also the actual panel. It's like the template of the 3D house that you're going to put together. You see, look, there are our lovely little, oh, they're upside down. I do apologise. Let's turn them around, shall we? So this is such a good sturdy weight of fabric. This really is. There you go. They've all got smiley faces. They've got little hats on. That's so cute. You will also get, one second. Let me try and put this back nicely. And then you've got your template of the house for you. That's all there. Great stuff. Full instructions, as I said. You've got a really, really sturdy wadding. This is so it will stand up very nicely. So it's a nice rigid wadding. You have got your felt, gorgeous felt there, lovely chocolatey colour. Skeins of thread in the white, some beads, and you've got that polka dot, I love the colour, the polka dot piece of fabric there. And then you have, let me just pop that there like that. You've got your lovely little gingerbread men, hang on. Get a nice little handful of these. Look how happy they are. You get more than that, it's just that I'm trying to pick them all up. There you go. And if you would like to go for this, it is £10.70 saving. So it's £34.26 today. 765571 is your item number, and that's what it will look like. How cool is this? I love it that it's 3D, and you'll be able to, the roof will just tilt, and then you can pop some nice goodies in there. Like I was saying earlier, I think it would be lovely for literally putting, as long as they're packaged, lovely edible gingerbread men too inside. Next then, we've got a nice birthday bundle. You can get the kits individually, but obviously it's lovely to go for the whole kit. And if you go for the whole kit, then you'll get that bonus stitch guide, just to give you a nice little bit of practice. The first one then if you want to go for this individually, this is your needle stroke scissor case kit, and you can see you've got, I'll show you the panel in a second, and that is at the bottom of the screen for £12.99. Here's the panel. Again, lovely fabric. Let's open this out. Lovely hearts on there, and they've got the detail in the centre. Lovely stuff. You've got your more material here. Needles come with it. Fabulous. So that is your first kit. £12.99, 902791. Next one, we've got our thread organiser. Let's open up this panel. It was a big panel. Hang on a second. Look at this panel. There you go. Thread organiser. And you've got buttons with it. Let's just do this one again. And that's at the bottom of the screen individually for £16.99. So there are the buttons. And then you've got the mini sewing box. Again, you can get this individually. Let's open this panel. Ah, that's cool. I really like that. And again, you've got a nice bit of wadding to give it some structure. And that is £16.99 at the bottom of the screen, 001843. But of course, if you go for all of them on screen, you're saving that £7, and you will also get the bonus stitch guide, which has got, let me open this up. It's got the stitches in here. Reverse chain stitch, back stitch, straight stitch, lazy daisies, blanket stitch it shows you, stem stitch, French knots, which we love. Oh, and bullion knots, very nice. So that's a lovely comprehensive guide for you to follow. You've got that £7 saving for the kit. It's £39.97. Here you go. Here are all of our nice finished samples. Loving the colours of the threads that Rosella's used, really nice. 608695 is your item number. Now you can go for our MDF sewing box, which you can put whatever you like in it, really. It's a really decent size, very easy to put together, like so. And yeah, lovely size. So for me, I would be putting my skeins of threads that I've got left over from all the kits that I've been doing. So that's what I personally would put in here, but you can put whatever you like. Other sewing things, you could put reels of threads. That's one of our 7-day savers. You could put those in there. And of course, you can decorate it up however you like. £19.95, 608773. Then you can go for the box, but this time they come with the panels, and you've got 3 different options of panels. This one here is your wild rose. You can just about see that. Sorry, it's a bit difficult on camera, but you can see those for you to stitch over. Yeah, there we are. So that's your wild rose. Again, the box is very easy to put together. In the cream, we've got the butterflies and the flowers. How nice are these designs? They're so detailed, aren't they? Look at these. Yeah, get your fabric paints on those. Wouldn't that look really, really nice? So that's in the cream. Or if you prefer white, we've got the same panel in that colour. Oh, I'm just turning it to myself. Hang on. There we are. Dragonflies and things. Or are they moths? I'm not sure. And butterflies. And look at all those gorgeous flowers and foliage. You've got a £5 saving on each option, whichever one you fancy going for. £24.95, 608602. Then this really handy kit, and yeah, I can absolutely vouch for Rosella. She goes everywhere with some form of stitching, and I think that's just marvellous. So wherever you are, you can do your embroidery. So you've got your nice little mini hoop, 4 inches, so really good to fit in your handbag or your man bag. I'm not leaving the gents out. And so that it's very, very portable. Nice mini kits you can do. Plus, you've got the scissors, and they do come along. Oh, these are the scissors that, yeah, they've got the protector attached with a little bit of, elastic. That's good, so you don't lose the lid. £12.99. Nice little gift to give to somebody. You know when you're after a gift that's just like a finishing off present? Because I love that sort of thing. £12.99, 509991. Now, we have lots of paints for you, and these are chalk paints. Okay, so the entire set at the top you can go for. What have we got? Nebula Right, it's lovely. It's lovely, delicious consistency. Are you ready? Can you see? Doesn't that look nice? Oh, that does look nice. These are really nice colours. So in this white collection, you've got your Nebula, you've got your Rainy Day. I won't open them all. You get the idea of the consistency. What's this one called? Pea Soup. I love Pea Soup. Obviously, you can't eat this one. This one is your Aberdeen Scene. I wonder where the name for that one comes from. Next, we've got Milky Tea. Do you know what, though? This is actually how I really like my tea, and people think I'm really weird. I call it baby tea. I like it nice and milky. But anyway, again, you can't drink that. And then you've also got your Lazy Pink. What lovely names. I really like that. Right, so that is for this top 6, which is £27.94, 856622. But next, then, under a different item number, you can go for the Vibrance. This first one is Candy Apple. I will open this one. Hang on a second. Let's come around here, because this is unctuous. Look at that. I bet you get a great coverage from that. So you've got your Candy Apple. Next one then. What's that size? Something Sunshine. Oh, Bottle Sunshine. Gorgeous. Electric Avenue. Brilliant. We'll start singing in a minute. Swinging Vines. It's my eyesight. Apologies. What's that one? Toil and Trouble. Yeah, you know I love purples. And then you've got Carrot Juice. Great names, great names. For that set again is £27.94, 221860. But if you can't choose, we've got these on a pick and mix. So if you're thinking, actually, I want some soft colours and some vibrant colours, then we've got it on a pick and mix for any 4. For £19.96, 194897. I'm just thinking, what colours would I go for? Oh, it is hard to choose. I think I'd do these 4, actually, all in a row. Really like those. Nice pastel-y colours. 194897 for your pick and mix, any 4. And then coming down to the bottom, we have got your Midnight Black chalk paint and your plain white chalk paint. Do we get the 2 together? Excellent, for £15.98. What sizes does it say the size of the tub? 150ml, is it? We think? I think so. Excellent, 150ml then. And yet in both of them, £15.98, 291740. Now we also have some 7-day savers. See, I haven't seen these 7-day savers yet. Right, so you are picking any 2 pieces. They are a metre each. But have a look on the website for which one you like. I like these geometric. Oh, okay, so I'm just being told, have a look on the website because not all of them are available anymore because they have sold out. That's a wonderful red, isn't it? I'm liking this. I feel like I want to make it a bit metallic, put some metallic threads on that one. And then we go for this sort of style. Almost looks like a wibbly wobbly jigsaw. And there's this lovely on the grey, blue and green. And then we go for a nice neutral. Let's put those back. And then have a look on the website, as we were saying. Not sure which ones are still there, but we've got a good choice. This set's really quite retro, actually. Look at that. You're picking any 2. They're metre each. It's £12.99. Hey, that's got a £17 saving. Very good. And you've only got till Sunday morning before the prices go up. 248715. Oh, we've got a bit of storage. Let's have a little look. We've got a yarn bag and a bucket bag. This is a nice size. I also like the fact, look, it's wipeable. You've got the zip at the top, little zip there. If you could probably put some knitting needles in that top bit. Let's open this up. We've got side panels, like so. We've got zips at the side. You might want to put your balls of wool in here in colour order. So you've got 3 panels there that will open out. Lovely. And you've also got around the back here. This is a nice bag to take all your kit to, because I'm sure we're going to be starting running workshops soon at a safe distance. Not just this that you're getting, but also the bucket. Yeah, that definitely. I want to put loads of yarns of wool in there. Having said that, though, it is a pretty bucket bag. I mean, this could be for the kids' toys. It's, you know, it's just got such a useful purpose, and it's very pretty material. This has, for the 2, a £31.50 saving. Very good. And again, it will be going back up at 8 a.m. on Sunday. All you're paying for the 2 bags is £12.49 and it is 484600. Got something else to show you. Let's take a look. Here it is. Right, you've got the Coats Moon sewing machine polyester threads. This is the dark set. 24 spools and 1,000 meters on it each. Now, just to say that the colors may vary, but still, this again is a really nice little top up of your crafty stash or a present to give to somebody else, because again, you've got a big saving, £30 off. You're paying £19.99 today. 344871. Do give us a call as usual, 01733602000, or go to hochanda.com for your purchasing needs. And next we're going to go over to Rosella. What's she demoing? Oh, right, the needle case. Here we go.
So I'm really thrilled because it's our birthday. Stitching in the Moment is a year old, and the first kits I brought were this fabulous little sewing box. Actually, I've got it open because I'm using it, but there you go, it's a little sewing box that you can get everything in. Even got a little pin cushion with Stitching in the Moment on, and there were the original needle case and the scissor keep, and we've got this beautiful thread organizer as well with that it's got some super little pearly buttons with it now, so that you can hang your skeins of thread on there as well. And I thought, as it's our birthday, I wanted to bring this kit back, so I know a lot of people haven't ever seen this, and I wanted to do something a little bit special. So what I've done is I've designed a different colourway, different flowers, but for the same original design. So you've got a choice then. You can either go with the new, which is based on autumnal colours, so you've got the oranges in there, the yellows, the golds. Choice is yours, but you'll get instructions for both of them. But one of the new flowers is this crocosmia. I love crocosmia, I've got lots in my garden, and I thought I'll just show you today how I've actually stitched this, and then 1 or 2 hints on putting these together. So let's begin. I'm going to start with green, and I'm going to start with the leaves on this crocosmia, and these are reverse chain stitch, which is a stitch I've been using before. I'm just going to put a waist knot out the way so that it's going to be covered up, and it starts with a little straight stitch. I'm going to put it past that. So start on the tip of the leaf there and just do a straight stitch. Then you're going to come down a bit further into the leaf. You're going to pass your needle underneath that little straight stitch, and then you're going to go back down in the same hole that you started, and then a little bit further down. You're now going to pass your needle just underneath the chain stitch and back down again. So it just gives quite a lot of texture. Now I'm pulling it quite flat because crocosmia leaves are strappy. They're not particularly chunky leaves, so I want quite a flat stitch there. And do a little bit more. It's a really quick stitch, this one. It's one of my new favourites because I just think it's great for stems, leaves, all sorts of different applications. And I'll do one more just because I'm enjoying myself, trying to get on the line there. And the idea with this waist knot on the surface is that at some point I've stitched over that thread at the back, and I'll just be able to cut that knot off the surface. So that's your reverse chain stitch, which you're going to do for your leaves. Let's just pop that out of the way. The next stitch is for the stems. So I'll just bring this in. I've got the little stems there that run through. So for my stems, I'm going to use this sort of browny colour because they are different to the actual flowers themselves. And we'll start with a knot down there somewhere. And this particular stem, I think, starts about there. And it's just a simple back stitch. And that's just going to give us a basis to put some of the flowers on.
been wanting to do a sort of autumn design. This is for Lily of the Valley or for bluebells, depending on which colour scheme you got. So it was bluebells on the one that I just showed you. And for this, I am actually going to head to the top with this back stitch. So your stitches are probably going to be a little bit smaller and a whole lot neater than this. But I just want to get there and show you then where the flowers come into play on the stem here. I'm going to cut this knot off now. I'm fairly confident that, in fact that's actually the originals, that I've stitched over the back of it. So there we go, let's get rid of that. And it's gone. So if you are starting and you've got no thread to wrap underneath, a waist knot's a really good place to begin. We're nearly there. A few more stitches. There we go. A couple more there. And 2 more, I think. Now, ordinarily, I would finish off by winding my thread, weaving it through at the back, but I'm not going to because I want it to get on. So I'm just going to put my thread out of the way there and go on now to the orange that I'm going to use for the flowers themselves. So again, let's sort of anchor that out of the way somewhere. So I'm going to start, now I've got the little marks here, so I'm just going to put a little straight stitch on that. Because if you look at the flowers in the garden, some of the buds aren't opened and then some of the flowers are. So they sort of work their way through. I'm just going to put a few straight stitches. I'll have that one as a straight stitch. And they do face different directions as well. So once they start flowering, the flowers do form into different directions. So I'd do a few straight stitches. This would be great in a variegated thread actually, wouldn't it? And then when the flowers are getting a little bit more open, what I do then is a little lazy daisy. So on this one, let's pop a little lazy daisy on there. Again, quite a long one rather than a fat lazy daisy. It's a bit longer there. Okay. So it's just a little bit different to the flower. And then you could carry on with some straight stitches. You could put more lazy daisies on there. And, you know, by all means face them in different directions then as well. So perhaps this one's going to head down this way because that's the way the flowers are actually showing. So let's pop that on there. And you can see it's really coming together, isn't it? It's such a pretty flower, this one. And so simple and really quite quick. So it's really achievable. So that's how we're going to stitch that crocosmia. Then what I wanted to just talk about was actually assembling this scissor keep. So on your kit, you'll find that you've got this line here. And that's your stitching line basically. So what I've found the easiest way to do, because it's quite curvy heart, it's quite a difficult shape to turn if you want to turn it. I'm just going to pop that out of the way. So what I recommend is, if you're using a machine, sewing machine, if you're doing it by hand, I'll talk about that in a moment, it doesn't matter, but if you're using a sewing machine, if you actually stitch over that stitching line but your bobbin thread, make it a different colour that you can see, because when you're placing that face down onto your backing fabric, if you haven't stitched that, you can't see that red line, which means you've got to cut it. But if you stitch it, not only have you got a place to follow, but it also acts as a bit of a stay stitch and prevents it fraying as much. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay it on your backing fabric, be a bit more frugal than that, Rosella. Lay it on your backing fabric, and then you're going to stitch around on your stitching line. I actually endeavour to get it just ever so slightly inside if I possibly can. I'm not saying I do very often, but I try to. Yes, I aim to. And then you're going to cut it out. Now, I've got one here that I've stitched onto my backing fabric, you can see, and I've cut it out, but then what I've also done is I've cut lots and lots and lots of notches. Maybe too many, but I like notches. The reason being is that when I'm going to turn it through, I've got more fabric on the outside than the inside, so I need to reduce it by cutting it away. So on the really curvy outside curves, I've put lots of notches. I've just put little slits actually on the inner curves. And remember that you need to leave a space for turning. And then whilst you've got it in this state, actually iron back, this is my opening here, iron back that opening, because then when you're stitching at the sides, because it's already been pressed open, it's easier to assemble. And you can see where you're heading to because you've got your stitching line there. And that means that you can turn it through. I may not be able to turn it all through. When you're turning it through, try and do any tugging with the backing fabric, not your embroidery, because you've just spent some time actually embroidering that and you don't want to pull it to pieces. So you're just going to turn it through. And because you've got those notches, it means then that you've got more chance of getting a really pretty curve on there. You might need something to turn it through. I actually use a paper crafting bone folder because it's not got a point on. I find that really useful. And at the bottom, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that with my hands, so you're going to have to press that through. But you're going to turn it through, spend some time sort of rolling it so that you can get more of a curve on that, and then press it. And you can see that that stitching line has gone. And then what you could do then is you could top stitch this, or you could pop a little blanket stitch over it. Because we pressed that, it means that that's going to fold in on those pressing lines. And again, you can press it again, but that'll get taken in when you stitch around the outside. But that's how you're going to get those smoother curves. That's one of the other designs, and the other new design is the little nasturtiums here. So we've got the 4 design, we've got the crocosmia, we've got the nasturtiums, we've got the berries, and we've got then a lovely flower medley. I do hope you like them.
It's such a lovely kit, isn't it? And you can get the whole kit. Yes, you can get them individually, our lovely projects, but your best value is if you go for the complete collection, and plus you'll also get your fabulous stitch guide. So just to run through briefly then, you're going to get the kit that will make your needle and scissors case, and I'll just open this panel up like so. That's a really pretty panel, isn't it? That's gorgeous. You get your needles, your materials, and then we've got our thread organizer. Oh, I'm going to sneeze, I think. Hang on, see if I can hold it off. Oh, I sneeze a lot in this studio. I think it's the aircon. Yeah, it's definitely that. There, yeah, Tash said it was the aircon. Totally agree. Sorry about my sniffing. So that's your panel, and you'll get these lovely buttons here. Fabulous. And it's all in the instructions what you do. And then last but not least, you've got the panel for the mini sewing box with a nice big piece of wadding to keep it lovely and sturdy. And as I said, don't forget with the kit you get your bonus stitch guide. So if you're a complete beginner, absolutely fine, you'll be fine with this. If you're more advanced, you may just go, oh yeah, I know how to do that. But it's nice that you've got it as a bonus. £39.97 for the kit, £7 saving, yes it is, 608695. There you go, there are all those lovely finished projects. We're going to go to another demonstration now with our Rosella. Which one was it on again? Right, the MDF panel box. Let's take a look and see what she does with these.
This is my wooden sewing box, and this is the design with the embroidered panel, which is the wild roses, which I think is just so pretty. And these boxes are great. They're so spacious. You can get all sorts of other projects within there that you've actually created. But this month I've got something really special. I'm very happy. So for embroiderers, and for those of you that maybe just want to add a little bit of embroidery, or in fact none at all. If you had the housewife recently, you'll be familiar with these panels. We have the flowers and we've got the birds as well in the 2 colours, and I just think it looks absolutely amazing, doesn't it? I mean, just look how gorgeous that looks. It's just fabulous. So I just want to again just quickly show how to put it together, and then I've got another method as well. So for this one, it's painted, as you can see, with the chalk paints. So when you're painting your panels, try not to get paint within the inner edges, because that's just going to add bulk, and it's a snug fit in there anyway. So what I've done is I've got the innie and the outie. Make sure that you've got them going the correct way. You'll find that it's the way it's cut. One goes in more difficult and the other one will go in a lot more easily. And then when you've established which is which, if you then pop a little arrow so that you can line it up, it just makes life a little bit easier. I've got the panel that I'd like to go in there, so I'm going to lay that down, take that back out again, and just position it where I'd like it. Yep, happy with that. And my arrows, quick check, that way up. I've also matched the way the MDF's cut as well to make it easier. Now, you may well be able to push these in by hand. Just going to make sure that's, yeah, happy with that. Or I tend to find that I'm not all that strong and I do need a little bit of help with a hammer. So, just going to make sure that it's nice and tight and in the right place. And I'm actually just going to use a gentle taps. I think that's actually in. That's lovely. What I'll do then is I'll probably cut that down a little bit and perhaps even glue the fabric out. It'll keep it nice and flat and it'll keep it well in place. And then all you need to do then is to attach it to your box. I just think it looks amazing. So that's that method. Let me just pop that one out of the way. But then, and I've got this one too now. This one is padded and it's just so lush. It's really, really tactile, and this is the cream variation, and I think it looks great with a sort of natural coloured box. So I'm going to show you how I've done that. So I've got my box there. Let's just pop that to the side. So I'm going to use one of the smaller panels. So I've got the smaller, and there we go. So actually I'm not going to use this bit, so I could do something else with that, a little bit of mixed media maybe. What I do need is some wadding before I immediately get rid of it. And then all I need to do is I need to just draw around this inner panel on my wadding. Let's be a bit more frugal then. Now you don't want really dense wadding for this, because you've got to press the fabric over and you've got to get it to attach. So when you cut it out, actually the wadding that I've got here is a light wadding, and this is perfect. It's really inexpensive, but it's great for this. So cut your wadding out, and then the end of the box that you're going to use. So if we use this one, what you're going to do is you're going to pop the aperture on where it's going to go, and then you need a little bit of double-sided tape. Now this is, it's actually, as double-sided tape goes, it's absolutely rubbish because it's not very sticky. However, it's perfect for this. So if you've got some that's past its sell-by date, like this one, it's a lovely one to use if you can get the backing off. This could take a while. Oh, very nicely. It's not going to come off. Come on. Okay. Let's start it from this end and see if we get on any better at this end. I think we might need one of those videos where it goes off and plays music and then comes back to you 20 minutes later. Anyway, we've got one there. I was going to go for two, but I'm going to stick with the one now. So it's only to keep your wadding in place. So let's make sure our wadding's in that aperture, which I think it is. And then we're going to leave that there. What you need to do then is to get your panel. Just going to put that to the side because it's a bit bulky. And you're going to lay your frame over your panel. And you turn it over and you're going to glue it. You're going to cut off this excess and you're just going to glue it on there. Excuse me, don't pull it really, really taut. It's unnecessary. Just lay it on because obviously it's going to have that behind it. So it needs a little bit of extra give. And when it's dry, this is the bird's one, you're going to then have this. And then all you need to do then is you need to attach it where it's supposed to go, and it's going to go over your wadding, and your wadding is going to pop through the aperture there. Now, what I did find, this looks amazing, however it's quite tricky to glue. So what I did was I used some double-sided tape and then some wet glue as well, and it did require quite a lot of weight on top to get it to attach. So I found punchers were really useful for this. So you need to keep that in place, unless you've got some quick grabbing glue, which would be amazing, until the glue's actually dried. But I just think it's worth it because you get such a great effect with this. So I hope you enjoyed using that.
Lovely jubbly. So here we go. We can show you the box with the different options for your panels. So this one is your wild rose, and you can just see those flowers on there for you to follow. Those nice little features, aren't they? Lovely. It's quite delicate. And then these panels are great. Get your fabric paints on these. This one is your flowers and butterflies, and it's in the white. Gorgeous. There's tons of detail in these pictures, don't you think? Really, really pretty. Or if you like a warmer tone, we have this available. There you go. They're all slightly different sizes, aren't they, to fit the box. £5 saving. It's £24.95. Item number is 608602. There's some finished samples to show you. Really pretty. You can get your chalk paints on the boxes that we have on the show. And then if you do just literally want an MDF box for you to decorate and put whatever you fancy in, this is a really nice, very easy to put together, quite deep box. Lots of space for whatever you fancy, but for me, I would put all of my leftover skeins of thread for all of that I've been using from all of my cross stitch and embroidery kits. That would go in there. You can personalise this, put somebody's name on it. It could be for little toys in a kid's bedroom. Again, really easy to put together. £19.95, 608773. Then next we've got the birthday bundle. Again, yeah, it's Rosella's stitching in the moment. First anniversary. And in this you're getting, for the full bundle, you'll be able to make your needle and scissors case kit. You'll be able to make the thread organiser or stitch booklet. And then the other one is, or the last one is the sewing box. And you've got £7 saving. Oh yes, and don't forget, if you're going for this full kit, you're getting your bonus stitch guide. If you're a complete beginner, this will be absolutely fine for you to do. £39.97, 608695, and they're all those lovely finished samples. And then last but not least, we've got our lovely Gingerbread House Kit. Make a nice 3D project with this. Here's the panel with our nice little happy people on. You've got the template to make the box itself. You will get full instructions, of course. You've got your very nice sturdy wadding. That means it'll stay nice and rigid. You've got little Gingerbread Men felt. Are we able to show the finished sample one more time? We've got time. There it is. Thanking you, Hannah. It's just because it's nice to see it finished off, isn't it? What a lovely little project. £34.26, and if you do get any of these kits, please post on Facebook when you finish them, because we love to see. 765571 is the item number. Thank you for keeping me company, and we've got the one day special coming up next. Yes, it is the final call, the final chance to see the Moda Summertime one day special. And then we're going to head over to Charmaine for Dolly Dimples, and then All in Create Anniversary.
Would you like to improve your crafting techniques by watching and crafting along with your favourite Hochanda guest demonstrators, all from the comfort of your own home? If the answer is yes, then we are very excited to invite you to Craft Along, where you, our presenters and guests, will create an amazing array of projects throughout the year. So tune in, be inspired and create with Craft Along, your monthly crafting workshop.
Hi, I'm John Lockwood from John Next Door. I'm lucky enough to have been a guest on Hochanda since day one. I've been working closely with Crafts2 on the development of the John Next Door brand and also working with their fantastic range of products. I'll be bringing you some fantastic shows that are combining the John Next Door and Crafts2 products. We'll be sharing things like the press cut dies and some of the Find It media and some of the other fantastic tools, accessories and other products that Crafts2 bring to everybody at home. I hope you can join me on my crafting journey and learn some tips and techniques from me that I share with you. So don't miss the Crafts2 shows with me, John Lockwood, on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Pete from Artists and Design. We're a family-run company from the Midlands, and we have been going for around about a year now. We design handcrafted stamps, stencils and designer papers. Personally, I love crafts, and I've loved crafts from childhood, right from when I first won an art competition when I was 5 years old. I love to inspire, and what my aim is to get the crafters to see their own potential. I like them to be in charge of their own creativity. What I hope is that our images provide the kickstart to your mojo and help you create your own works of art. Tune into Hochanda, be part of the artisan design world, and come and join me on this creative path.
Hello, I'm Hayley, and you might have seen me presenting here at Hochanda. Well, I've always been an avid crafter behind the scenes and have been given the opportunity to share some of my favourite products with you in a monthly show called Handmade by Hayley. I'll be covering lots of areas of soft crafts like quilting, dressmaking, sewing, knitting, even printing your own fabrics. I'll even be bringing some items from my own Handmade by Hayley range. So I hope you'll join me, let me inspire you, and maybe you will discover a new craft in the process.
Hi, I'm Gina Barrett from Gina B Silkworks. We're a family company specialising in traditional crafts for the modern maker. Most of our products involve textiles and age-old techniques, from button making, lace making, weaving, and other forms of passementerie. I hope you'll be able to tune in to the Gina B Silkworks shows here on Hochanda.
Hello there and welcome back. Well, it's our last hour with the one day special, so if you've not seen it already, then why not? It's Moda. You will be looking out for these, I am sure. And it's an amazing deal that, of course, is going to go up in price at 6 o'clock this evening. But you've got lots of ways of getting hold of your Moda fabrics. The first one, the most popular one, is with your one day special, because that's where you get the biggest saving. But if you like the look of these fabrics and you fancy getting more of one or two of them, then we have got a pick and mix, which we'll be telling you about in a few moments. Now, I'm not on my own. Of course I'm not. We've got fabulous Natasha here. How you doing? Busy
Hi,
girl?
I'm sorry, I was busy measuring stuff. Good, thank you. Good.
And we're going to be working with the fabrics and the stripology rulers and all the other bits, creative grids rulers, isn't it?
Well, there was people saw the creative grid come out. They saw the stripology. You saw the stripology grid come out, and so you have been asking. So our buyer made a couple of phone calls, and the stripology ruler is now on the show. Otherwise, I kind of feel like I'm teasing you.
Yes.
But I use it all the time.
And
so
you'll be showing as well the benefits of, I think you're concentrating on kind of cutting the fabric to your chosen size, because of course lots of us like to buy our favourites. It might be fat quarters, might be charm packs.
Yes.
And you're showing us how we can do that with
We're going to
our
save
fabrics.
you time, we're going to save you money, we're going to get you cutting safely, efficiently, without wasting any fabric. So save your time, save your fabric, save your money.
Perfect. Sounds good to me. But before we do that, we've got a few kind of housekeeping things that I need to tell you about called the One Day Special. So let me give you those details up on your screen and let you know what we've got here for you, because you've got 20 beautiful fat quarters, all from Moda, and we've got a summertime theme going on here. We've got 4 different designers that have kind of been brought together within the One Day Special. But the beauty is many of these will cross-pollinate, which is really, really nice, because that means that certain areas that you are able to kind of cross over. For instance, this little fat quarter set that we've got at the top here, which is absolutely beautiful, which is your Abbey Rose. I instantly am looking down at the one that we've got down at the front here, because you've got a couple that have kind of got your orange and creamy tones in there, and I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute, I'm just going to swap those over, because those coming together now make a fabulous little set in their own right. Crossover of designers, but it works. That is the beauty of this. And ironically, if you look down at the other bundle, naturally that sits in there beautifully as well. So you can see this is your Catalina. It's half a cat. It's a Catalina, or is it a Nina? I'm not sure. But you've got your obviously your 3 originals from the Catalina bundle there, and of course the 2 that have crossed over from your Abbey Rose. Now, if you're wanting to get hold of these individually, they are available as their kind of own little fat quarter bundles. Details are at the bottom screen if you want to know. So we kind of introduced you to those 2. What have we got over on this side? Now, I like this one. I just leave this one as it is, I think, because this works really, really well. So this one here is your geometry, and you can understand that. You kind of got your grid lines with these lovely little kind of injection of that lime green there. So in theory, you could actually bring in one of the other limes as well if you wanted to, but I kind of like those just as they sit there. And I know this particular one was very, very popular. I think it is the Deep Ocean, I think it was called. That was popular as one of the half-metre pieces that we've got available in your pick and mix as well, because that is a really nice one to work with lots of fabrics. Down at the front, this is a real sunshine one, and I mean, it's just perfect. Sunday picnic, and there you go. Kite flying. I keep getting my words mixed up and back to front and upside down. So yes, your kite flying bundle potentially, and I love those, both of those. And that's nice, because if you've got any of these as solids, then you're going to be able to bring these in from your own stash as well, aren't you? So really nice bundle. But good news is, with your One Day Special, you don't have to choose. You don't have to worry. You're going to get all of them and all those crafty, sewy opportunities that come to you. And the price that we've got on this, the saving means that you're kind of getting one of these as half price, which I think is a really good deal. So I'll show you some of the things that Natasha has been working with. So Natasha has been creating these. Look at these. I love this. This was using one of the crazier 8 grids that she brought out to use in the last hour. And I think it's really clever, because she was actually cutting out, it was 5 blocks that she was making in succession, because one single cut will cut through all of those fabrics, and then you just put those pieces together. But those eagle-eye diamonds, you will have noticed that you kind of got a star formation in the middle there. So you could potentially be creating it that way. Do look out for those shows, because I know that we haven't got stock of those crazy and crazier grids available at the moment, but we will have them back. And this here, I love these. This is a lovely little kind of, it's like a scrap buster, this one, just using some of the scraps that have been left over, using 2 of the fabrics from the One Day Special on the outside, that kind of denim indigo, as you can see there. And then you've also got this one where you're incorporating just a little bit of, maybe you've got some of your faux leather. So it shows that it will work with other bits and pieces there. So again, that geometric one coming into play there. So really nice fabrics. Now, everything is coming obviously from Moda, but we need to mention your extended dispatch on this one, the 30th of July. So yeah, don't worry, it will be on its way to you as soon as you possibly can. Just a slight delay, but to be honest, it is going to be here before you know it, because let's face it, this year is just flying by. So 876-368 if you're wanting to get hold of yours, and the details are out on your screen. That price is going to go up at 6 o'clock this evening, so yeah, do bear that in mind if you are placing your order. Now, of course, if you're working with some of those, you might want to add in some of the half-metre pieces, especially things like that Deep Ocean, because they just work so well. That is the key thing. So we're going to look at some of the sets as we saw them a few moments ago. So here you go, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is your first fat quarter bundle that you were looking at a few moments ago, with those gorgeous oranges in there. So again, it might be that you're kind of picking out the ones that you like the most. Maybe you're going to go for that that one that's got more of a solid orange in there, and use it over here with this particular one. They don't have to come from the same collections. You can choose. So we've got your gorgeous, so the first one, what was that one called, sorry? Citrus Floral, Citrus Basic, Citrus Vine, Aqua Check, and this is nice, Cream Floral Natural with those gorgeous rosebuds in there. Then we're going over to some of the complementary. So Sunshine Floral with this particular one, which is gorgeous. And then you've got your Cream Floral, that one's a pretty one as well, absolutely gorgeous. You can see there, kind of little tiny ditzy flower. Nice one if you've got small areas as well, because you've got like a little repeat in there. On to polka dots, so you've got, looking at your cloud spots with this one. You've got your sea glass, and then I love this one, sapphire, that gorgeous blue there with those lighter dots on there. More dots in this one. Don't forget, all of these ones are featuring within your one-day special. This one's called Pythagoras. Very, very nice, like that one. Then you've got your grid with this one, which is your geometric natural. Nice one. Your Archimedes in the blue. I love these names. Now, this one has been a very popular one. It's now an extended delivery. So this is extended beyond the 30th. So this one now, because of its popularity, it's going to be the 13th of August. So if that's your preference, which to be honest, I don't blame you, it's a nice one, that one. And that's the same situation for the next one. Now, this one doesn't, I don't think this one actually appears in the one-day special. I think this is kind of a bit of a bonus one that if you fancy going for that particular one, you can do. Then you've got your Deep Ocean, one of my favourites because it's one of the most useful ones. Love this one with your little kind of scattering in that. It reminds me of Hundreds and Thousands, that one. You've got all those little kind of, so that's one's called a Pascal. Really pretty ones here with your little butterflies there, so your butterflies on white. You've got Periwinkle with that kind of purple backdrop. Again, quite a geometric design with that one. Then we're looking at your white kites, and then your blue kites. And then finally, you've got your children's floral in white. Absolutely beautiful. And all of those, of course, featuring, with the exception of that one that we touched on in the middle there, are in with your one-day special fat quarters. So if that is your preferred sizing, then by all means go down that route. But of course, don't forget, Natasha's going to be showing us how we can work with our fabrics and get different cuts. Just because you buy it in one cut doesn't mean that you have to use it in that particular cut. So go by what you like the look of more than the actual shape of it. Now, charm packs. Let me tell you about these charm packs, because we started off with 4 options of charm packs. We've only got one left now, and this one, I don't think we've got a huge quantity of this left because it's limited in stock. This one is called Ahoy. And you can see there, you've got lots of kind of sea-themed elements in here. So, of course, lots of blues in there, but also the other primary colours featuring within there as well. Turtles, they're featuring. And then, of course, you've got all sorts there with your red, your green as well, and kind of like a grey blue at the bottom there, which is a nice one to work alongside any of those. So £11.50 if you are wanting those. Do pop them into your basket. 198324. I'm losing my cardboard there. Come back. Oh, it's gone. It has gone. Oh, that's a shame. It's a pretty one. I'll leave it there for a moment because it looks pretty. I don't want to bunch it back up. Something else that looks pretty, looks very pretty, is this. Now, this is something that's available to you as a pick and mix. Now, we've got fat quarters here, but exactly the same fabrics are available if you're wanting to go for them by your half meters. So, working from the back to the front, you've got your pale, oh, you can see that oyster shell there, can't you? So that's your pale rose oyster. Then you've got your pale rose vine, which is very pretty as well. Oh, this is a nice one. Nice small repeat on that one. Pale rose with that one. This one's a nice one as well. That's your rouge floral. That's one of the ones that we put together with the Deep Ocean earlier on. It looked beautiful. Then you've got your oyster shape is back again. This one is your rouge oyster. Then you've got your rouge rocks. Or is it Roche? Roche. Roche. We'll go down Roche. Nice, stripy. And then you've got your pearl pale rose. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. That's cute, isn't it? Very nice. Like it. Oh, wow. Look at that one. That one is your rose vine. Very nice. Oh, wow. Look at this one. Rose flowers. And then, oh, this one's nice. It's kind of got just 2 tones with this particular one. That's your rose beige. And you've got your rose dot. and you've also got your beige pearl there as well. So those are all the colours. There might be a couple of options that we're missing out on, so we'll just show you. To be honest, one of the best places for you to shop for these is on the website, because you'll be able to see them all featuring there. So if you missed out on any of those names, then don't worry, you can get hold of them this way. So do have a little look there. You've got lots of choice. Now, which would I go for? I like the Rouge Floral. Do like the Rouge Floral. Now could do with something that's got a bit of a lighter background with that one. So I might go for, what's that one in the middle, just below the, just down the screen? Yep, that one will do. The pearl there, I think we'll add that one in. And again, the pale rose off to the right, I like that one as well. And so much choice. And then the pearl, oh gosh, where do I go? Yeah, all of them. Can I have all of them? I can't decide. But whichever of those you're popping into your basket, you can check your basket out all in one go. And then if you're a little bit like me and you can't decide and you want to go back in for another set of 4, then you can do. And of course, there can be repeats of the same print if you're wanting to. Do bear in mind, though, you won't get a complete run of those. So they are already pre-cut, but that's not a problem, because you're probably going to be cutting them up anyway if you're wanting to use those, because you'll be using them in loads of different ways. So details on your screen for your one-day special, which is proving to be very popular. And here you go, you've got all those gorgeous fabrics featuring in there. And I think we are going to see some of these in action as well. So, we're going to see this in action for certain. This is brilliant. This is that wonderful Creative Grids ruler. This is your Stripology ruler. This is going to save you so much time and get you pristine results every single time. That is the key thing. Wise investment for any sewer. And this one is going to be dispatched to you on the 24th of July. So again, not too long to wait. 2 flexi buys on that one are £31.48. Definitely worth going for, because you'll wonder how you manage without it when you do get a hold of it. And it's one of those ones that if you say to somebody, can I have it back? They'd say, nope, I'm keeping it. So another one that you might like to add in. This one is your squared mini ruler. So you can see a variety of different shapes featuring on this particular one, different sizes. So 434, 515, £37.95 if you fancy that particular one. And then we've got your squared ruler as well, all coming from Creative Grids. And as I say, all very useful tools to have. So £44.94, 2 flexi buys at £22.47 if you fancy getting hold of that one. So, of course, lots of choice for you. This is the last opportunity that we've got to spend the hour with Natasha. So if you've got any questions that you want to ask, this is the hour to do it. So just email in studio@hochanda.com and we'll get those questions passed through to Natasha and hopefully get them answered live during the hour. So talking of Natasha, what are you up to?
Well, it struck me that we've seen the big Stripology.
Okay.
This is the mini.
Oh, right, okay,
This is the mini squared, and I haven't actually used it very much on air for you. I use it at home.
Yes.
And also, if you are short on space, it's a great one. So, the key features that you have, it is 6.5 inches with 1/2 inch increments along there. But then, if you spin it around, you've got 1/4 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch, 1 1/4. So you've got those smaller denominations on here, easily readable there, which is just fab. And then also you've got your inches up here so that you can line things up. So this is called the Stripology Squared. It's the mini one, because this is where you square up your blocks.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, you can still fold your fabric underneath, and you do still have a little star every 1.5 inches, so that if you want to just cut little 1.5 inch strips, you can absolutely do that still with this ruler. But these I was cutting back earlier to 4 inches. So probably the easiest way to show that is it was still is a half square triangle. It's been a long day. Half square triangle, and I've got these 45-degree lines on here. So all I would do is line up this 45-degree line there, and I'm going to cut on my 4-inch line there. I'm going to cut on my 0 line there, and then I will spin it around, and this time I will line it up. I've got another 45-degree line there, and make sure that there we go, is on that bias line there, that I've got a bottom edge on one of those lines, so that it is indeed going to be squared. And then again, just the blade goes into the little tear shape
Okay,
there, so it makes it easy for you to put your blade in. And then you can only go, oh, there's a hole in the mat. You can only go one way. Yeah, there's a massive hole in the mat.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So that just missed that. But yeah, if you're using a cutting mat with a great big hole in it, I don't know. Then I just felt the blade sink in. I was like, oh, that's not right. Then there we go. That's how easy it would be.
Wonderful. Perfectly square.
Just to square it up, so nice and easy. So that's, and especially very quick if you want to do smaller increments as well, because like I say, you've got that 1/4 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch. And you do have that on the larger one, but not actually written out with the numbers actually there. And then along here, you've got, again, your whole inches, and then your 1.5 marks there. And you've got, if you want to square them up centrally, let me get some plain fabric so that you can see, might be easiest on here. So if you want to square them up through that centre, then you can, and there's your 0. So you can line it up from there and cut out as well. So however you like to do it. For me, I always line it up on 0 and cut, but that's just habit. If I had 1/4 square triangles, then that would be a great way to
suppose that's where we had, oh, I've lost the panel that you made earlier on with your
I've got it here. It's all pinned, ready to make into a cushion.
Fair enough. But yeah, again, you can use it to kind of square up those blocks that you use there if you wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely. Although I have to say, even given the, well, here we go. Here they are. Now these are going to be, so this is going to be too small.
Okay.
Because this is an 8-inch and this goes up to 6.5 inches.
Oh, I see, right.
So, what I would do then, same principle, this is where the big stripology has upped its game.
Okay.
So this has replaced the old large stripology. So the XL has a few extra little features.
Oh, okay, right.
So there's the XL, and then the next one down is the squared, which is has basically got all of these markings on, and pretty much that. So it's for cutting back blocks like this. Great. And again, on the other one, you can still cut your strips, but it's slightly smaller. So if you have less space, maybe go for that one. But this one now has all of the features of the stripology squared, plus having the width across there
extra long,
to allow you to cut and cut and cut and cut and cut. So yeah, I mean, if I wanted to, so again, if I wanted to cut this back, then I can spin it, and down here now, what I've got is trimming half square blocks.
Okay.
So if I wanted to cut that back to a half square increment, then I can. And if it were, so at the moment, it's 8.5 inches. And so I can line it into that 8.5 square block, if I wanted to do that. And if I wanted to, then I can trim that back.
Perfect.
But if I find that that isn't quite right, then I can just go down a half increment to my 8-inch.
Now, the longest run that you've got on there, how long is that longest run if you wanted to do your strips?
Spin it around 20 inches.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you want to throw me some fabric?
What
Come on,
should we go for? What should we go for? Do you want 1/2 metre or do you want the
I want a 1/2 metre.
Oh, which should we go for? Should we go for the orange? I like that. We're both kind of orange converts, aren't we?
We are today. We absolutely are today. So what I would say is when you get your 1/2 metre of fabric, here it is, that will be 20 inches.
Yeah. Okay.
Across. Approximately half a metre is about 20 inches. So I would fold it up, selvage to selvage.
Okay.
And then fold it back on itself. When it's, I mean, we've folded these a slightly different way. When they come off the bolt, they're already folded.
Right.
Selvage to selvage, aren't they? You know, when
most times, yes. Yeah.
So then you wouldn't have to refold. I'm only refolding because it's just come off there. So 1/2 metre. The first thing that I'm going to do, because very few companies cut straight.
Okay.
I know that sometimes people get upset when they get a fabric that has been ripped rather than cut.
Yeah.
But actually, that is your truest way to get a straight line, because you're ripping along, hang on, is it the warp or the weft? One or other of them, which is your true straight.
Yeah.
So don't get upset if you have your fabric where it's been ripped rather than cut, because firstly you can just press it and it all goes back together. But that means that you've got a true straight line there. And a lot of dressmakers will use that to find the straight of grain as well. Anyway, we digress. If I wanted to cut this into, say I want to cut those ½ meters into strips, and I'm going to do a scrappy strip quilt or something like that.
Yeah, or your borders.
Or your borders,
Yeah,
or anything
sashing,
like
yeah.
that. Down here, I have every 2.5 inches, there's a little square. Square, 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 square. Every 2.5 inches.
Okay.
You don't have to do maths. We already established earlier this morning that whilst I used to teach it many, many moons ago, if you expect me to demo, do maths, listen to the producers and the directors in my ear, and talk to you, I can't do it. That one thing just tips me over the edge. So, what we now have, and how quick that was, that's straightened up my edge straight away.
Lovely.
Kaping.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Now that
7.
one is just shy of 2.5 inches.
But you might be able to get away with it, mightn't you, sometimes? Depends on where you're using it. But yeah, that'd be a bonus, maybe.
Do you know what I would do?
Okay.
I would realign it on a star, go for the next star, I would cut it, and I then have a box that is just 1.5 inches.
So there you go, binding, perfect.
Yeah. So I've then got that for my binding, and that little tiny bit there goes in for dog bed filling.
Well, this is it, you don't throw anything away.
Never!
Keep it. Fabulous.
I don't know quite where that voice came from.
That was very high then. That was impressive. We nearly heard a glass break for a moment then.
Only the dogs could hear it.
Now that's just one of the benefits. I mean, how quick was that? And they're all true strips. And
true.
Think about things like your jelly rolls. Your jelly rolls, you could be cutting these in such a quick time. Because I'm guessing, well, how many different fabrics would you get within a jelly roll? Well, it varies, doesn't it, I suppose?
Around 40, so you get 40 to 42 strips in a jelly roll.
So you've just made, was it 7 that you made there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yes.
Yeah, so you've only got to kind of do that, what, another 7 times? And you've got all those strips, but you've got the additional of each, haven't you? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And now here's the other thing. Of course, I can also stack fabrics up as well. You know, if I wanted to. But in a matter of 5 minutes, I could have all of those ½ meters from this collection cut, done, ready to go.
Yeah.
Ready to go. But here's the other thing. If I just spin that around.
Okay.
For example. And again, when I go every 2.5 inches.
And how could, I mean, it'd take you longer than that to line up a straight edge, wouldn't it?
Right. There you go.
Wow. How quick was that?
Cut
My
perfectly.
goodness. We are getting busy for these rulers. Busy, busy, busy. I love it. Now, I haven't got the larger one of these. I've got the next size, which is just the square. But now, straight away.
It's the XL.
This is the XL?
That's the XL.
Whoa, sliding
the one
away.
next to you is the...
That's the one that I've got.
Squared,
that's the squared.
And then you've got the mini.
Yeah, and I haven't got the mini. I need these two. But if you wanted to go for the one that we've seen Natasha working with, that is this one here, which is your XL. Details are on your screen there. Now, I know it's an investment of anybody's money, but if you are into working with anything that's got a straight edge, to be honest, and if you're into quilting, that'll be you, because you need your straight edges, then this is the perfect way of doing it. And, of course, if you've struggled in the past to get your kind of your straight strips that don't necessarily go in a little bit and come out, because the way that you've folded it, you've got a little kind of diagonal line, very, very slight. When you open it up, you will see it, and that's the key thing. You've got all those geometric elements in here, and of course, as you've seen there, Tasha's been working with it throughout the day, getting some amazing results, and you've got all your different markings on here. So if you are wanting to do other shapes, it doesn't have to be just your strips with these. You can use it in a whole host of different ways, and I love the way you've got those offset stars there, which they do really make the difference.
So the squares are every 2.5 inch, and the stars are for every 1.5 along there, so that you don't have to do, you know, fractions aren't everyone's favourite thing.
Oh gosh.
Well, yeah.
Fractions are okay, but it's when you start adding them up and doing the multiples that it gets confusing.
It's rude, yeah. No.
So, yeah. And that back
There's
in
no
as well.
need. There's no need.
No, the thing is the sewing, that's the fun bit, isn't it? But as Natasha said earlier on, this makes the preparation fun as well. And I love this kind of grip that you've got on the underside there, because when you've got strips of fabric, it can move around.
It can, and that's the frustrating thing. And I have told the story about how I got into Creative Grids before, and it was on a show, and I'd done lots of quilt shows, and I mean, I'd had some of the top names try to get me to cut stuff, just like, these rulers just slip and it scares me. I am Mrs. Health and Safety.
Yeah,
I really am.
Rotary cutters.
Yeah, you know, they're sharp for a reason.
Yes.
Which means I don't want them. I only want them to cut the fabric, and I don't want them to cut wear. And also because our fabric is good quality, we've paid good money for it, I don't want to miscut it. And how many of you have the fear of cutting because you've bought the fabric and it's not like a piece of paper that might have only cost a few pence, it's a piece of fabric, it's more than a few pence, and if you cut it, you can't, nah! So, and that's what happens. So then we stroke it a bit and put it back in the cupboard.
It's so true.
It is though, isn't it?
It
because
is, yeah.
we don't want to miscut, because, or we might not be able to get that fabric again.
Oh, that's true, that's
You know,
even
that's
worse.
that's the other thing. We might not be able to
scare.
get it again, so it's best just not to use it.
Where's the point in
We
that? Exactly.
have the prettiest insulating in our houses. Like,
It's
come
good
on,
paper, isn't it?
let's use it. And
Definitely.
this is the way to do it. You know, stop having your fabric insulating your houses and start getting it out and using it and seeing it and loving it again.
And that is definitely the way to go. Now, of course, we have got your different sizes, so we're moving down a size now, looking more of a square with this particular one here. So again, lots of markings, lots of strips in these.
You still have the markings down the bottom for your 2.5-inch squares and your 1.5 inch.
Sorry, there you go.
Now, this is the one, interestingly enough, that Paola went for.
Yes, yeah.
And I was trying to say, go for the big one, go for the big one.
Yeah, this is the one that I've got.
But she was like, my workspace at the moment is too small.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with this. And now, of course, she looks longingly every time.
Yeah.
She sees
It's only a
the
matter of
extra.
time before we both will upgrade, I think.
Do you know what it is? But you will still use that.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Now,
definitely.
I have all of them
Yeah.
now, because obviously I work with Creative Grids, so, you know, I demo with them. But the one I bought before I ever worked for them, and the one I saved up for, was the large one, because I know I like to cut the strips.
Yeah.
So I love to do that. And I thought I wouldn't use that one. I thought, well, I'll have it because I've got a demo with it, but I'm not really going to use it that much. I use it so much.
Yeah, yeah. And the daft thing, but I'm going to mention it because it's something that's key to me. You can hang it up.
Yeah.
You've got your little loop there. So
Yeah.
I've got some of the kind of the pegboard that I use for my rulers, and this is perfect. I know exactly where it is. I can go
Yeah.
back to it time and time again,
Yeah.
and it's safer hung up.
Yeah.
And that's the key thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're wanting yours, then please do. I mean, you've got so many different markings. I'm going to pop my specs on just so I can see some of them. You've got your different colours. So obviously you've got your centre point there with your 0. So if you're wanting to centralise something, as Natasha spoke of, then you can do that. But equally so, you've got your numbers going from the ends as well. So wherever you are using is your starting point, whichever your preference is, then you are covered with this. And of course you've got all your different diagonals featuring in here. All those strips, if you're wanting to do on the bias, then you're able to kind of do that as well. Different sizes for your squares, going right the way from your 4.5 inch right the way through to your 12.5 inch, and of course that extra 1/2 inch. You'll all know this as quilters, but if you're a new quilter, that is going to cover your 1/4 inches when you're doing your seam allowance. And of course down the side here, you've got your white numbers and you've got your black numbers. Can you explain to me again what that is? Because you've got some in squares and some in circles. Is there a reason behind it? Is that to do with the 1/2 inch again?
Yeah, so if you've got it in the squares, certainly on this one, the squares are your 1.5 inches. So with your basic rulers, any basic ruler with Creative Grids will have your whole inch increments in white, and you can see the white down one side and across.
Okay.
But how often do we use 1.5 inches?
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but sometimes, especially if I'm working late into the night, I'm a bit tired, trying to work out a 1/2 inch,
Yeah.
I can get it wrong.
Yeah, oh,
and if I
easily, yeah.
cut over a course of a quilt, just one out by 1/8 of an inch, I'll see it. I'll see it.
Yeah,
And if I
yeah.
cut a few, if I cut two by 1/4 of an inch out or 1/8 of an inch, suddenly I'm either 1/4 of an inch out or 1/2 an inch out, and then that really throws the whole shebang.
Yeah.
So what this does, again, and because Creative Grids, remember they are quilters making for quilters, you have your whole inch increments there, and the opaque non-slip grip is to 1/4 of an inch. So again, I use that guide
Useful guide, yeah.
the time. I will line it up, especially if I'm neatening up an edge, I will line my seam up on that line and trim it back. But if I turn it around, spin it around, then what you'll see is that all the black numbers are 1.5 inch increments.
Perfect.
And that the non-slip built-in grip here is 1/2 an inch.
Clever.
It's that little attention to detail. So if I want to cut a 2.5 strip with this one, then I will line it up and I will spin it so that I'm looking at the black numbers, because there is my 2.5 inch mark.
Yep. And then, of course, that's taking you to the outside edge.
Yeah.
Perfect. Absolutely love it.
It's genius.
No, we haven't got that actual one that Natasha was holding up there. Obviously, we're talking about the stripology rulers at the moment. But don't forget, do keep an eye open, because Natasha works very closely with Creative Grids, and there will be shows coming up very soon, I'm sure.
We always have those. We always make sure that we have those, because they're your bread and butter rulers, and we always make sure we have those on the shows.
Love that. And also, you will notice with many of these, you've got your QR code as well. So all you need to do is scan that with your mobile phone or your tablet, and it will take you directly to Creative Grids website. And of course, they will give you lots more support and tuition and how to work with those. So those are the two larger ones. Now we've got the smaller one. Now this is going to fit in my quilt bag, my kind of project bag,
You
so
are
easily.
going to take that to your quilting workshops. You're going to take it everywhere that you go. And I do. And it's one of those things as well that when you have finished creating your blocks and you need to trim the back, this is the one you reach for. Anything under 6.5 inches, 6.5 inches or under, and you reach for this. Or maybe you're just creating some smaller binding or something like that.
Point.
Then this is the one that you reach for.
Lovely, there you go. If you're wanting yours, £37.95, why not pop that one into your basket? And of course, you've got the ability to spread the cost with many of these as well, because of the prices that you've got on there. So all you need to do is jump onto the website and maybe check out the one-day special while you are there, because of course it's a fabulous deal. You've got up until 6 o'clock to take advantage of that price. Do not miss out on it. That is the key thing. That deal is not going to be around forever. So if you're wanting it, you have to get it before 6 o'clock, or you are going to be paying that higher price. It may be